Welcome to our fourth quarter carrier update series, where in every episode, I sit down with a different insurance company representative and ask them what you can expect during the upcoming renewal season. In this series, you'll get product updates directly from the carriers, like what do the new plan designs look like, or is there a network option that you need to be aware of, or what plan designs offer the most savings potential for your prospects and your clients, or what tools and resources does the insurance company make available to you in all those efforts. At the end of the day, we want you to win more business and retain your clients during a busy renewal season. So tune in, buckle up, and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to another installment of our fourth quarter updates. My name is Jason Powers with Legacy Brokers, and I have the pleasure of introducing Craig Rawlinson as our guest today. Craig is the sales consultant for small group in that 2 to 99 segment at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas City. Craig, welcome to the show.
Jason, thank you. Really appreciate the opportunity today, and looking forward to a good chat.
Absolutely, man. It's been a weird year. I think we've talked about the fact that agents are in 2020 heading into 2021 in this spot of holding virtual open enrollment meetings, and I know all summer we've been itching to get in front of agents and kind of prep them for what's coming. Obviously, without that in-person environment, it's been a challenge to kind of shift over to communicating on a virtual basis. How has Blue Cross kind of shifted? Are you guys remote still, or are you guys limited in person on site? What's the status of Blue Cross?
Yeah, that's a good question. Clearly, it's been a little bit more of a challenging year for everybody. So we are currently work from home status. Our first phase actually just went back to the office yesterday, which was September 8th.
Wow.
And that was a very small faction of our employees. So the majority are work from home through the end of this year. And, being in sales, it's not as big of an impact on me. I'm off site a lot anyway.
Sure.
But as far as the broker interaction, there hasn't been as much of that as I'm used to. So definitely miss that part of it, and hopefully next year we'll get back to normal.
Yeah, well, I miss our talk. So I'm glad to have you here today to give us an update on what's going on with Blue Cross. So we'll what is going on with Blue Cross? What can we expect for fourth quarter as we head into the open enrollment season?
Yeah, so obviously fourth quarter for us and largely all brokers is the busiest time of the year. So what we want to do in the fourth quarter is just kind of stress timeliness and getting submissions to us in a timely manner, so we have enough time to process those and get group numbers and everything out to our mutual clients in a timely manner. A couple of things I wanted to point out. Obviously, with ACA, there is no medical underwriting, so we can process those a little bit quicker. It's more of just a transactional process. You send us that information, we can turn those around pretty quickly. It's different with our level funded ASO product and our 51 to 99 fully insured, where there's full medical underwriting. We really need those pretty far in advance. I would say probably 3 to 4 weeks at least lead time in order to get those fully underwritten and to get the rates back to you in a timely manner, so they have time for open enrollment and things of that nature. In addition, submitting all documentation to us rather than piecemealing it together really helps. The emails are, to say the least, the volume is extremely high in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We're talking several hundred emails per day. So our new business unit does a very good job of managing those, but we have specific mailboxes for specific things. So when people can send those to the right places, it's much more efficient. And then submitting business directly to Robin McAdams in our new business unit, and then copying myself is the proper way to submit those applications. So Robin will grab those, start the process. To send them to me, obviously, it could be a day before I even see those, depending on if I'm in the office or not. These days, it's not that big of a concern, but in general, always copy me and then send those directly to Robin McAdams.
Sure. Yeah, Robin's been great on all the submissions. I know that we've processed here at Legacy. She's super helpful when it comes to getting that stuff processed. And I gotta say, your turnaround time has been phenomenal. We've seen cases, obviously. Fourth quarter is a little different, but at least during the non-rush times, we've seen turnarounds within a day from submission to getting that policy acceptance letter. So it's been spot on service-wise from our perspective. So
yeah, it's good to hear. What we've put an emphasis on quicker turnaround times, and we've staffed up our underwriting department. So we do have additional resources, and it's amazing just what one additional person can do. So that's good to know.
Yeah. What's this Blue KC enrollment platform? What's the key there?
So to kind of piggyback on the new group submissions, we have our own Blue KC enrollment platform. So it's an electronic platform where you can submit new business and eliminate the paper process altogether. So it's not just ACA. You can send pre-written or underwritten applications through this portal as well. But it's for quicker processing. It's going to eliminate a lot of the errors and processing delays we see with paper. All of the back and forth, collecting missing information, that's eliminated as well. So I highly encourage people to utilize this, specifically during the fourth quarter. It comes directly into our system and feeds directly into our mainframe. So it eliminates all that human error that generally takes place.
Sure. I know we've seen the transition over to the new agent portal and some of the tools and resources, just the access to that portal being a little different, a little more intuitive. It's taken a little bit to get used to, but this last week it seemed it's certainly clear to us that from a processing perspective, it'll just enhance the turnaround for sure.
Absolutely.
So what is Curve?
Okay, so we have a simplified underwriting solution known as Curve. You might have heard it called GRx with some other carriers, but this is our form of GRx. It's called Curve. This is our simplified underwriting where we do not require health applications. So the requirements on this are as long as there's 10 enrolled employees, okay, I want to emphasize enrolled,
yep,
then we can accept basically a census template. We have our own census template and underwrite based on more or less prescription drug information. Things that we need with this process, like I mentioned, we need that template with all the pertinent information from the employer. So really just employee name, zip code, things of that nature, similar to what you'll see on any other type of submission. We need the group's complete renewal, most recent invoice, and Blue KC's or their prior carrier's claim information if they have any. So those are the things we need to write it through Curve. Obviously, the alternative is to submit fully completed health applications, which we'll always accept. One caveat is that the group cannot have over a 25% renewal increase. So if they want to utilize this process we're trying to eliminate the really terrible groups, obviously, from this process, and 25% or less is the cutoff there.
Gotcha. And that's now, I know when you first rolled out, you guys were really focused on some of the larger cases. So that down to 10 enrolled is pretty helpful, I think, as we enter into this weird time. Obviously,
yeah,
employers may not be open to having someone come in and sit down with employees filling out apps, and others may not be open to an electronic version. So Curve is going to be super helpful in some of those smaller cases for sure.
Yeah, clearly, during this time when a lot of people aren't in the office, it is difficult to collect applications. So we're hoping this creates additional opportunities for us, and also just makes it easier for you guys in the long run. So that is actually through January of next year, as far as the guideline of 10 enrolled. If you remember previously, it was higher than that, and we just lowered that. So at the minimum through January of next year, we'll keep those guidelines in place. That's
great. So what else from a eligibility guidelines, or what else can we expect from Blue Cross?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm a small group sales consultant, and a small group is 2 to 99. So we're going to keep it in that segment. 2 being 2 full-time employees, can't be 1 part-time and 1 full-time. We need a minimum of 2 full-time employees. That does include, one of the common questions I get is, does that include employee plus spouse or husband and wife groups? And for Kansas, it does. For Missouri, it does not. So it's a Kansas-based group. We can do a husband-wife group in Kansas. We do, in that situation, require documentation. And when I say documentation, I'm talking about either a W-2, a W-4, some type of wage and tax document to prove that they're both full-time eligible employees. So no participation or contribution requirements outside of that 2 minimum. So if you have a group of 3 or 5 or 10, we can actually just write 1. But if it's 2, we do have that requirement of 100% participation. So anything outside of 3, or 3 or more, I should say, there's no guidelines there.
Gotcha. So no minimum participation on groups of 3 or more, and no minimum contribution from the employer. Does that include 1099? Do you recognize 1099 contractors as employees in that regard, or?
With 1099, so for every 1099 employee, there has to be a W-2. So the ratio has to be at least 50-50 on those if there are 1099s. Okay.
Got it. So what employer incentives do you have out there? What's that all about?
Okay, to touch on that, so back this summer in July, we actually released our small group premium assistance program. Blue KC provided roughly $18 million in premium relief for our employers across the region through different avenues and different programs. So that's already taken place. Like I said, that was in July and August. Now moving forward through the end of this year, we have a Spira Care premium waiver program going on. This applies to groups in our 51 to 99 market segment only.
Okay.
And Spira Care members only. So if you have a group in that segment, let's say 50 of them enroll, you've got 25 Spira members. Those 25 Spira members, their premium will be waived that first month. So it could be very significant amount of money depending on the size of the group and how many Spira members actually, or how many people actually choose Spira Care.
Wow. Could potentially be a big premium savings for a group that's
absolutely. We're hoping if we're in the ballpark, maybe with one of our competitors, that could maybe tip the scales in our favor. So that's the goal there. And obviously, we're still trying to drive Spira Care membership as well.
For sure. And I know you're going to touch on network growth, and I know part of that is the growth of the Spira Care product. So we're excited to see that continue to grow. What kind of support does Blue Cross offer for agents as they enter this virtual open enrollment season?
Yeah, clearly everyone's doing things virtual these days. So what we can do, obviously, is supply you and the group with all of the electronic documents necessary, whether it's benefit summaries, SBCs, our employee guides, etc. All that electronically. For new business, we can leverage our enrollment specialists, typically reserved for our larger groups, 51 to 99, but we can make exceptions in some cases on those. But what they can do is actual virtual open enrollment meetings. So they can do a PowerPoint, have all the materials shipped out in advance, and go through all of the materials just like a broker might, but these are actual specialists, so they know their stuff. And then we also have a virtual meeting checklist that we can provide you, and you can provide different groups if they are hosting a virtual meeting on different things they want to prepare for, and just make sure they've got everything in line before they actually start that virtual meeting. And then finally, we've got an in-house member who can assist groups with our e-billing platform, which is our electronic billing, and also accessing different portals such as Blues Enroll and anything else they need, excuse me, after implementation of a new group. So we've got a lot of resources there, whether it's for an existing group or whether it's for a brand new group to Blue Cross.
That's great. That's great. And I'm assuming we still have the ability to bundle, all the ancillary products. What kind of savings do we see there, and what there's been some changes, maybe some updates on the ancillary lines?
Yeah, absolutely. So just a reminder, we've got a full portfolio of dental, vision options, and then we've got our partnerships with Principal and Unum on the life side. Dental, it's a really easy add. There's no age rates involved, just one basic rate. No participation requirements, no waiting period on those plans as well. We like to push our rate stability. We haven't raised our dental rates in years. If anything, they've actually gone down. And we've made consistent network improvements over the last several years. So we do have a national dental network similar to our medical network as well. On the vision side, we've got 8 plan designs, very competitive rating in our vision. Have done very well since releasing the vision product a couple of years ago. So we've got very high membership on our vision platform now. And that's powered through IMED, who is our partner in that. And they basically handle all the administrative stuff. So ID cards, claims, customer service. What Blue Cross handles is the billing. So it's going to show up on our bill, but IMED's going to handle everything else. Okay. And then to the life, like I said, we've got our partnerships there. Let's talk about discounting. So if you have an underwritten group, when I say underwritten, it's going to apply to either level funded or a 51 to 99 segment. Does not apply to ACA. We can give medical discounting if you do add either life or Unum products or Blue KC dental products. So those products right there, it's 0.5 point per product line up to 1.5 maximum. Wow. So if it is a big group, that can be significant savings. It could cover the cost of those ancillary products right off the bat. And always trying to push more ancillary as much as we can.
Absolutely. Does that bundled pricing, does that apply to the medical premium on the bill, or does it show up as a credit? How does that work? Yeah,
so what we'll do is we'll take it off the top, right off the top. So they're going to see nothing. We'll apply a percentage discount when the group's sold, or whatever the case may be. So that's over the entire 12 months of a contract.
Well, that's great. Let's see here. So I did mention networks earlier. So what's the latest on the different network options with Blue Cross?
Yeah, more just a reminder here. So we've got our three basic networks: Preferred Care Blue, which is our most robust network and have the most doctors, the most hospitals, and then we've got our Blue Select Plus, which is our high performance network. It's going to give the biggest discounts there, and obviously premium savings as a result of that. So if you have groups who have members who basically aren't married to any specific provider or hospital, it's always a good option to throw in there because it's going to save them premium dollars. So we like to leverage Blue Select Plus. The MLR is typically lower as well with the Blue Select Plus plan. And then obviously Spira Care plus Blue Select Plus. A reminder on Spira Care, there is no cost sharing to the member if they utilize one of our primary care centers, meaning there's no copay, no deductible, no coinsurance. The only thing they would ever pay for within those centers is a prescription drug, and they do dispense generic drugs at the Spira Care centers. So I think we're up to roughly 36,000 members in Spira Care today.
Wow.
We've got our 8th Spira Care center set to open by the end of this year. So that is going to be in the Overland Park area. That will give us our 4th Spira Care center on the Kansas side. So we're very excited about that. That'll help with volume on the Kansas side. We've got a lot of large school districts that we insure there, in addition to a lot of Blue Cross employees who utilize Spira Care. So we felt the need to expand on that side of the state.
That's great. That's great. And then Blue Card.
Yeah, in addition, Blue Card, obviously that's our nationwide network. So it gives our members access outside of our 32 county service area, whether that be anywhere in the United States or even worldwide in 200 plus countries. So I think that gives us a step forward and a step up against the competition when we have that available.
Yeah, absolutely. What I know you've got some stuff coming out here. I just saw an email before we jumped in this meeting with some announcements. What does 2021 look like for product?
So obviously every year we make product changes, enhancements, things of that nature. And this typically applies to our ACA segment more than any other segment. Sure. What you're going to see is small, probably cost share changes with the products, whether that be a co-payment or some co-insurance, or maybe a deductible might be raised here and there. But we've got to make those adjustments every year to stay within compliance. So that's what you're probably going to see in 2021. We are going to add a couple of Spira Care options in addition to what we already offer today in our ACA segment. Again, trying to push more Spira Care membership. And then we're not going to even know, however, probably until later this month, whether all of our rates and all of our products are approved. They've never come back and told us otherwise, so we're confident it's going to be approved, but we'll have more details probably in early October as far as our new product portfolio and the rates for 2021 as well.
And we talked about this earlier. You mentioned the JD Power Award for #1 in member satisfaction, and that's not Blue Cross hasn't actually been awarded that here in the last few years. Is that right?
Yeah, it's been a few years. We did receive the JD Power Service Award for #1 in member satisfaction. That includes all commercial health plans in the Heartland. So Heartland being Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, several states. So very, very excited and proud of that award, obviously. It's a testament really to the entire Blue KC organization, top to bottom. And honestly, it's a testament to our broker community as well. who provide great service to our members as well, because we couldn't get that award without the support of our brokers.
Amen to that. Well, Craig, I appreciate you taking the time. I know, just based on the calendar, how busy you must be, knowing how busy we are here in our office. Any last little announcements or words of advice for brokers as they enter this crazy busy season?
Yeah. So the couple other things I wanted to touch on before I leave you today. Most recent announcement is that we are re-entering the individual marketplace in 2021. So you will be able to sell, again, individual Blue Cross and Blue Shield products starting in September at some point. So we've got a big ad campaign that's going to start up here pretty soon. And I know open enrollment starts, I think, November 1st for January 1st. So yeah, we'll have a lot of information coming out over the next few weeks on our individual products. But very excited to be back in that market segment. Obviously, we lost a lot of members in the Kansas City community, and looking to serve them like we did before. So big deal there. And then second thing I wanted to mention, we have our big broker meeting in the fall annually. We are scheduled this year to do it virtually, of course, as many other people are. Right now, we've got a couple dates nailed down in late September. We'll have more information on those dates as I get them. But what we're basically going to do is 3 different sessions. Brokers can choose which session they want to attend virtually. Okay. And we'll give you updates basically on small group and our individual side as well. So those will be the two segments we're focusing on. So that's again, that's coming up here towards the end of the month, and yeah, just looking forward to a strong fourth quarter, like always.
Same here, right? Just this is yeah. Part of the year where we just kind of put our head down and we don't come up for air until probably mid to late January. So
all right, yeah.
Well, again, Craig, I can't thank you enough for taking the time. It was fantastic to have you give an update for our agents out there. It's cheers to fourth quarter, man. I hope things go well for you guys, and I hope we here at Legacy we plan to be a big part of that. So we'll hope that everything kind of continues on the way it has been for the last few weeks, and we don't have any surprises come in the fall. But thanks again for being on. I'll see you on the other side.
All right, Jason. Well, I appreciate the opportunity again, and thanks for your time today. And again, you or any of your agents have any questions or anything, you let me know, okay?
Always will. Thanks, Craig. Have a good one.
All right. Yep. You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode in our fourth quarter carrier update series. Be sure to check out all the episodes on our website at www.legacybrokerskc.com. And follow us on LinkedIn to join in the conversation. And let us help you with your fourth quarter cases. Whether you have a tough renewal that you need help with or you have a new prospect, we shop the entire market to get the most competitive rates available for you every single year. Let our expertise in self-funded group health plans be your competitive advantage. We provide an entire suite of back office support services for agents, from quoting to case install and renewal support. We have your back every step of the way. Always here to help agents just like you when you need us. So, send us your RFP today. See for yourself.